Hello, I'm Helen with So Kind of Wonderful, and glad you've joined me today. This is a little infomercial on our new product, which is called So Square. This is So Square 10, So Square 8, and So Square 6. We designed square-up rulers that we wanted to use. We've all used square-up rulers, and they can be frustrating because they have bonus lines. They have lines that you don't know what it's there for. They don't have lines where you want the lines. So we actually designed a set of rulers that we wanted to use, and today's infomercial will show you just how to use your So Square ruler. As I mentioned earlier, these square-up rulers are great for squaring up specific So Kind of Wonderful patterns. Here is a block from Metro Rings, and for this we have some key areas we're looking at. We're going to look at this setting seam here with the triangle and this one, and we're going to look at our diagonal line. So when I place the So Square ruler on, those are the seams I'm looking at. First, center your diagonal line on the center seam, and then look at your setting triangles here and here. You have a seam. Put the E line on those two setting seam triangles. Now you'll see that you have plenty to square up and make this a 10-inch square. I always square up these two sides first. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to square up my right and my top. If you were left-handed, you would just turn everything 90 degrees to the left and square up your left and top. So I'll put this back ready to square up. Again, diagonal line and your setting triangle seams. Your diagonal is not as important as your setting triangle seams. These are the seams that will be matching up with the block next to it. So if you have to wiggle, just you're barely off on your diagonal, that's okay. So now we're going to take our rotary cutter and you're going to trim two sides. And then we lift the ruler, rotate the block. If you have a rotating mat, here's where you just rotate the mat, but I do not. Now I just look at my trimmed edges. Here are my trimmed edges. I put them on the edge of the block because we're making a 10-inch block, and I trim everything that is left. And there is your Metro Rings block squared up using the So Square 10 ruler. Now we can do the same thing with a Metro Hoops block, which this one is, and our So Square 8. Here we're positioning the So Square on the block. I'm looking at the D line and putting it on the setting triangle seams. And for this one, it has an intersection right here by the 6-inch and here at the 2-inch as it indicates in your pattern. You put those on the curved seam because this doesn't have a diagonal seam. So here you're on this seam here and then these 2 points. And then again, you just cut your right and top, lift the ruler, rotate the block, line up your trimmed edges, and then you cut the other 2 sides. There's also lines on here for Chic Picnic, which would be your C line here. And you would do that the same way. Your So Square 6 will line up nicely on a mini rings block. So here's your mini rings block, and just like Metro Rings, we're looking at the diagonal line and the setting triangle seams. Position your ruler on it, and here we've lined up the A line and the A line here and the diagonal. Trim your 2 sides, rotate your block, trim your other 2 sides. Your Sew Square 6 also has special marks for mini picnic. That would be B here and B. The small dark dots are for mini country. And you have 3 dots that are an open circle in the quarter, and over here and here, which help you square up a chic country block. So here you put that open circle on the quarter in this point, and down here you get that open circle. That's why we left it open. You're getting it close. So it's not as exact as you would like because you have so many bias seams. And then here you can see this has already been squared up to a 5-inch block. Thank you for joining me today as I showed you how to use your Sew Square rulers. We hope this is helpful for you. And as you use your Sew Square rulers, give us feedback. That always helps us to know what product we can design and how we can make the products we have better.